Hey guys, this is Neil Gaming, and this is my review of Castleminer Z. Castleminer Z is an indie game similar to Minecraft released on the Xbox 360. But we won't get into the history of the game today. We'll mainly be focusing on the versions available on Steam. Now, this game does look similar to Minecraft. I mean, most people would call it a Minecraft ripoff upon first seeing it, but that would be, honestly, saying that is be doing a huge disservice. First of all, first thing you notice is that there are guns, and even laser guns, and the combat meta is just a lot better. Also, the movement I find is a lot smoother in this game. For instance, you jump 3 blocks high, first of all. 2 or 3, I don't quite know which, but it's one of the two. Also, a lot of people, so on Minecraft, if you leave auto jump on, you're called, probably going to be called a crazy person. But not in this game. Because of your smooth movement, you climb up blocks smoothly like you would on stairs in Minecraft. But that's just every block, as long as it's not 2 blocks high, but you can jump over those. So, I mean, this game is honestly a lot different, and if you just brush it off to say it's just another Minecraft ripoff, you're leaving yourself out on a great experience. I mean, the game's also only $4 on Steam, and that is honestly worth it. If you get a couple of your friends to start playing the game and just screw around and play it, trust me, it's a good time. Now, if you load up the game on the intended endurance mode, well, one thing you'll immediately notice are the enemies, of which there are 5 types. So the first one and the most prominent are the zombies. They are scary because they will cause you your death most of the time. Because they run faster than you and they do a decent amount of damage. So they're scary, and the noises they make. Oh God, the noises they make. But yeah, and then the second one you'll likely notice is the dragon. Now, there are a lot of types of dragons in this game. I don't want to count, but there are one for about every biome excluding a few. So, but I'll explain all of them later, but basically once you get to a certain distance away, one spawns, and then eventually it'll despawn. Once you get into another distance, another one will spawn. So yeah, I mean, and they're not very scary. All you gotta do is just dodge their fireballs and you're good. The third one you'll likely notice is the skeletons, and they will spawn either at night on the surface and they'll shoot you with bows, and their accuracy is dead on. I mean, if you see one of them, kill them as quickly as possible. Then the other type of skeletons are in caves, and they are just like zombies but slower and less scary. And yeah, they spawn in dark caves. I mean, they're kind of annoying because you'll be in your crafting menu and then you'll just they'll attack you and then you will be really annoyed. But they can also be really annoying because if you're in like a open area with a lot of caves, a lot of times you'll get 6 of them, and it's just really annoying. But anyway, the fourth type of mob is an alien. Now, you can find alien ships scattered across the map, and aliens are still not as bad as zombies, but they have a lot of health. And it's harder to kill them because of their amount of health, but once you start getting better weapons, they're no sweat. I mean, even if you have, not as good weapons, you can still outrun them. It's just that eventually they'll probably snag you. But anyway, then the fifth type is the Lord of Hell. Now, he spawns when you go down to Hell, and Hell is, if you go down to the bottommost section of the world, it's Hell. And I might discuss this more later. I don't know. But yeah, he spawns when you go to Hell. I don't know much more about it. I mean, I think there are spawners that he can spawn at, but I don't know. He just spawns when you go to Hell. So, yeah, so don't go to Hell. Now, in this game, crafting is a pretty important part, just like many other games of this nature, like 7 Days to Die in Minecraft. I mean, you obviously gotta craft stuff. So there is no workbench or anything of that sort, or crafting table. It's just press E and you can craft anything you need. So this is the menu. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, obviously, you just gotta know what category it's in. I mean, obviously, tools will be on your tools, you know, all that stuff. But the other thing to note is that this game's progression works a bit differently. So first, you spawn with a stone pickaxe. Now, you could go and grab some copper, but generally, you don't want to do that because you can just mine iron right away. So a lot of times, you'll end up just going from stone and then mining some iron. And then after that, now this is where this game differs from Minecraft a little bit, where Minecraft you'll generally call gold butter because it's so fucking useless. While in this game, gold is actually better than iron. And then, you know, gold and diamonds are obviously better than gold, but yeah, gold is actually a step up from iron rather than being a step down. So, yeah, and then the other thing you'll notice is that it actually takes iron to make a gold pick, takes gold to make a diamond pick, and then diamonds to make a bloodstone pick. Which I've always found a bit weird, but I mean, it's a bit different, which means that, you know, you don't just need sticks. It's like, you know, other stuff. But yeah, that's the crafting system. The next thing you will likely want to do in this world is probably explore it. And there are a few different biomes, and how the biomes work is if you go a certain distance away, you'll go into the next biome, and then the next one, and then so on and so forth. But the first one you'll spawn in is just a standard foresty, you know, place or grassy place. I mean, you got some sands in places, and you got some mountains, and yeah, it's just pretty standard terrain. The next biome you will come across comes in at about 1,000 blocks away from the center, and it is the desert. And it's not much to write home about, it's just sand dunes and sand and then the occasional crater. But the other thing you will start to notice at the desert is that the enemies get more health the farther you get away from the center. So if you're just using the pistol you spawn in with, the zombies will start getting pretty hard to kill around here. So keep that in mind. Well, when you're walking through the desert, you will start to notice some mountains on the horizon. Coming in at about 1,700 blocks are the mountains, and they're again not much to write home about. It's just ice-capped mountains. They're not as hard to traverse as you might think because because you can jump 2 blocks, so you can and you know your jump's pretty floaty as well, so you can pretty much jump from mountain to mountain. And then the other thing to note is that I don't know, it doesn't work very well. I don't know if it's a bug, but if you go up against a wall or in the corner that's like, you know, 10, 20 blocks high, there is a glitch where you can just jump and then you'll, you know, clip on the edge of the blocks and you will climb a mountain. So, but not that hard to traverse, just, you know, don't die of fall damage. So, and then, yeah, don't die of fall damage and you'll be good. After traversing the mountains for a while, you'll eventually come across the Tundra at about 2,300 blocks. Now, I don't know if that's the official name of it, but that's what I'm going to call it. So anyway, this again is nothing much to write home about. You'll see snow, and then at low points you'll see ice, which is the only presence of any of water or ice in the game. But yeah, it's just pretty much just kind of like the desert, except it's snow, and there's actually caves on the surface. There isn't any caves on the desert surface, but there is here, so that's cool. After traversing the tundra for a while, you'll eventually come across Miner's Paradise at about 3,000 blocks. Now, why is it called Miner's Paradise? Well, because you can find diamonds on the surface. Now, the reason for that is number one, the elevation starts going down rapidly at Miner's Paradise, so you're basically effectively walking on a deeper part of the earth. The other reason is the farther you go out, the better resources you'll get for mining. So in the mountains, you'll start to find gold a lot more, and so on and so forth. As you go out, you'll find more gold and diamonds. So that's the reason, is it's a combination of it going down and diamonds being a lot more common. You'll commonly find them on the surface. Now, eventually, it keeps on going down and down and down till you get to hell. Now, hell is hell. And there, it's just constantly night. And actually, once you get into Miner's Paradise, it is just constantly night, because how the game works is the further down you go in elevation, it just acts like it's night all the time. So yeah, so your zombies are constantly spawning, and they're strong, because at this point you're going to be about 3,000-4,000 blocks out in hell, so the zombies are going to be pretty strong. So all I have to say is good luck. Now, the other thing to mention is that after hell, the biomes start looping back around, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so when traversing the world on your great adventure, you will find alien ships. Now, these alien ships will generally leave a crater, and sometimes you'll find a crater with no alien ship, which is kind of weird, but that's besides the point. Anyway, so you'll find an alien ship. Now, what generally happens is when you find an alien ship is there's aliens. Now, like I mentioned before, aliens, they have a lot of health, but other than that, they're not that bad. So if you have some good weapons, I mean, just shoot them and they'll die. And they actually do drop some pretty good stuff. I believe they drop diamonds and gold, so yeah, and that's pretty good. But also, the other thing that's nice about alien ships is, like I said, they make a crater. Well, if you go down to the bottom of an alien ship, you'll find a great place for mining. Like, you'll always pretty much guaranteed find some diamonds down there. I mean, it's great, because if you mine those diamonds, you need diamonds to make laser weapons, and you need space goo and space rock, which is what is in alien ships, to make laser weapons. So if you find that, as long as you can mine the diamonds, I mean, you get laser weapons pretty easily. Now, they also do come in different sizes. Sometimes you'll find a real small one that doesn't have very much space goo, or any at all for that matter, and then you'll be sad. And the other notable thing to mention is the fact that you do need a bloodstone pickaxe to mine the alien stuff, like the space rock and space goo. But I mean, the laser weapons are pretty like the most powerful weapon. Now, the other thing to note is that they can crash your game, but it's mostly the laser drill, which is like a pickaxe, but it's laser. It's like a laser gun, but it can break more blocks. So, but anyway, that generally crashes your game, but stay away from that and don't go too crazy, and in my experience, you should be fine. Alright, the next part of this game is going to be about glitches and exploits, so skip to the time on screen here if you don't want to know about any of them and you just want to play the game as it's intended. Alright, the first glitch / exploit I'm going to show you is actually a useful one, and it isn't game-breaking whatsoever. So one thing you'll notice is that, starting it up with my native resolution, it's kind of like cut off and stuff. So, I mean, because if you, like me, and you don't like to play it in full screen, you like to play it in Windows, but you like to maximize it, all you gotta do is when you start up the game, you go into options, you just click full screen, then click out of full screen. Screen's gonna be black. There you go. So then at that point, for whatever reason, you can the maximize button shows up. So now you can properly maximize it, and you'll see me use this pretty much 100% of the time when I'm playing the game. So yeah, that's pretty useful. Alright, this exploit I can't do with one person, so I'm just going to show you a recording of me doing it with another person. The person I'm doing it with here is RodsUS. You guys should definitely check out his channel. But anyway, yeah, so it's just duplication glitch, and how this is going to work is we're both going to go into a crate with a stackable item. We're just going to spam the living hell out of it, and it should work. Now, one thing I should mention is that there's another duplication exploit, but it is much less efficient, and to my knowledge, only me and one other person know of it, so I'm not going to explain how to do it in this video, because in case this one gets patched, hopefully in the process that other one won't get patched and we'll still have a duplication exploit. So yeah, anyway, here's the recording of the exploit. So going into the crate here, we just get some stackable item, and we use bloodstone here, and we both just go and continue to spam the hell out of it. So yeah, as you can see, it just quickly duplicates, and yeah, that's the duplication exploit. So this next exploit is used to mitigate fall damage. Now, it's a bit weird, but generally how it works is so you take fall damage, but when you're falling, what you do is you're going to want to press jump right before you hit the ground, and that'll mitigate some fall damage. But it's kind of hard to recreate in like a scientific way, because basically I don't think you can't jump, or at least I don't know quite how it works, but I want to say you can't jump like off of the edge. You have to like just walk off of it, and then it mitigates fall damage. So I can try and recreate it here, where I should have taken fall damage, but I didn't because I jumped, whereas if I don't, I took some fall damage. Yeah, there you can kind of see it where I didn't take fall damage, and then let's try that again. So if I go here, I didn't take fall damage. Yeah, there, so you saw it. So yeah, you don't take fall damage if you jump, or you take, it's not that you don't take, you just take less if you jump before you hit the ground, like somewhere in midair. So that's that exploit. Alright, this exploit is a lot harder to recreate in the modern version, so I've switched over to the classic version, which you can find in the beta menu, but it works the same way. It's just a bit harder to do, where you normally can't jump up that high, but like I said, here you just gotta kind of like walk forward and kind of hit the jump button, and you'll clip up blocks. I mean, it's pretty easy to do in the classic version. It's a bit harder in the modern version, but it still can be done in the modern version. It's also sometimes a bit hard in the classic version, but yeah, that's generally how it works. Alright, the next two exploits I'm going to show you in Endurance, mainly because in Endurance you don't have stamina, you can't sprint, and you can't double jump. So, we're just going to start our Endurance world here. So, the first exploit, and you'll see speedrunners use this a lot, is strafing is actually faster than just walking straight. Now that seems pretty simple, but I don't know if you can kind of see it here. I mean, I kind of can tell where if I start strafing rather than walking forward, it's faster. Now the second one, if I go to my bullets and I place one bullet like this and then place the rest of the stack like that, you get infinite ammo. Now, the reason this works is when you don't, for whatever reason, when you don't have enough bullets to fully reload your magazine, it doesn't actually take any out of the stack. So that means that when you just have one bullet placed there, you don't have enough to fill up your mag, and then but it also says, hey, you have 200. You definitely have enough to fill up the mag, and then it kind of glitches out, and you have infinite ammo now. So that's another thing you'll see speedrunners pretty much always use if you need a lot of ammo. So yeah. Now this is the last exploit that I know of, and that is if you go and it's specifically used when fighting the dragon, but if you go and you start shooting and you start the reload animation, in offline games, if you pause, you will fully reload your gun, and then when you unpause, it'll be reloaded, and then you can continue shooting the dragon without him moving, so you can get more hits in when he stands in place. So yeah, I think that's the last exploit I know. So yeah. Alright, the next section of this video is going to be on the community of the game. Now this game has a small but generally a pretty nice community. So this is, I'm going to start off with the speedrunning community. So these are the categories. So distance percent modern, basically you just got to get to either 1,000 or 2,000 blocks away, and same with classic, it's just in a different version. Hell percent is you got to get down to the surface of hell as quick as possible. Kill the undead dragon is you got to kill the undead dragon as fast as possible. Enemy percent, you got to kill all these enemies as fast as possible. Kill the Lord of Hell. Kill the Lord of Hell as fast as possible. And Enduranger is, yeah, there's a glitch where you spawn in a scavenger map on endurance mode, but I don't quite know how that works. But one thing you will notice that there are two dominant people in the speedrunning community. So you've got and these, it's kind of flip-flop between whichever one's better in which category, but you got Julia Qtini, you got DW Ether. I mean, I don't quite know how you pronounce that. I mean, is it like DW Ether? Is it D Weeter? Like, is that supposed to be sexual? I mean, I don't know. Someone could tell me how you pronounce that. That would be great. But anyway, yeah, so that's the speedrunning categories. The next thing is the Discord. Now, this is the their Discord. I mean, I'll leave a link to it in the description. But yeah, this is the Castleminer Z speedrunning Discord. I mean, I don't really need to show this off in video, but yeah, here it is. Alright, damn it. Alright, so the next important, like, part of the community is the guy named Rods. He used to be named Rods US, but yeah, I mean, he is I've done some speedruns and stuff with him. He is a pretty nice guy. I mean, and he does primarily Castleminer Z and gaming stuff, but yeah, a lot of Castleminer Z, and the big thing that he's doing right now is the Castleminer Z Invitational Tournament now, or the Castleminer Z Invitational Tournament for 2021. Now, I assume this is going to be an annual thing, or I don't know, but it's just the first one. But the qualifier for this is over, but you can still go in and, watch it. It should be pretty fun. As well as, apparently there's going to be cash prizes for chat. I mean, I heard that in he says that in his hype video, but I don't know. So, we'll just have to see. But yeah, it might be worth your while to go and watch and participate in chat. I mean, he is a small YouTuber, so if you hop on one of his streams, he'll definitely get back to you and you can definitely talk to him. I mean, that's how I became became friends with him, was we just kept on talking in chat, and then we did some speedruns. But yeah, I mean, he's a pretty nice guy. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth it to check out his channel here. So, yeah. Now, I guess the conclusion to this video is, this is a game that I have enjoyed for many years, and I feel like it just hasn't been popular in modern times, and mainly because there's no updates, and well, I'm making this video to kind of try and get more people interested and make a easy modern guide as to how everything works, and yeah, and I just want to get hopefully introduce more and more people to this game. And one thing I'll hear a lot from my friends is this just looks like a blatant Minecraft ripoff, and while that may be, they did definitely do a lot of innovation. I don't think it's fair whatsoever just to call it a Minecraft ripoff. So if you plan on or you should definitely go out, and if you have a couple spare dollars, definitely, and you're looking for a fun game to play with you and your friends, definitely do it. I mean, it's $8 for a 4-pack, and still it's only $4 for a single copy. I mean, it's really worth it. I mean, I can't state how much fun you'll get out of those $4 or $8. So definitely go and check the game out, and like I said, go definitely check out Rods US's YouTube channel. I mean, he's basically the reason I'm making this, because without him, I don't know that I'd be as interested in the game, and wouldn't have anyone else to really do anything within the game. So he is definitely one of the reasons that this video exists. So I definitely go check him out, and yeah, and go check out the speedrunning. And I mean, this one thing I should mention is that this game is very easy to get into the speedrunning community. I mean, it's just like, I hadn't played the game in years, and then I just picked the game back up, and with some new FPS skills, I mean, I was able to, skills I had gained, I was able to get into a pretty good position in a few of the categories pretty quickly. I mean, I definitely encourage anyone with the skills to definitely give speedrunning a try. I mean, it's pretty easy, and the other thing is this game is pretty easy to run. I mean, you don't need any special hardware. It just runs good on a lot of things, because it was made, years upon years ago. So, it's definitely a game that you should definitely go and pick up on Steam and give it a try. So that's the end of this video. Bye.